For clarification, this video is not intending to show the best episodes of Batman the Animated Series. These are simply episodes I believe to be overlooked, and was made after discovering that discussions about the best episodes featured many choices in common, beginning with Deep Freeze, the second appearance of the show's defining portrayal of Mr. Freeze. And while his debut episode is praised, this episode showed how effectively the character could be reused after such a strong introduction. In fact, Freeze's status as a tragic and conflicted figure is actually much more prominent in this narrative. Discovering that Freeze's condition halts the aging process, the visionary Grant Walker kidnaps Mr. Freeze so that the accident that made Freeze can be recreated, only this time on Walker, who intends to use his extended lifespan to create a secluded utopic society at the expense of freezing the rest of the world. Both villains have somewhat understandable motives. Freeze wants his wife cured and Walker has offered to help him do this, and the extremist Grant Walker wants to rid the world of corruption. And the world in this show is pretty corrupt. I mean, Gotham's a total mess. The city, not the TV show. Well, that too. Carefully considered genre spanning, which allows experimental visual design that nevertheless complies with the show's general tone, and surprising character drama are the primary sources of quality in this episode. It also thought-provokingly explores extremist peacekeeping methods, alongside implicit messages about dehumanization through body technology, and deserves even more acclaim for being the only example of an episode I can think of where a one-off series-exclusive villain has genuinely been well written. Oh wait, I'd forgotten about Condiment King. Oh, he is Shakespearean in complexity. House and Garden. In Poison Ivy's final appearance pre the retool, the credibility of her reform is challenged by a surge of botanical crimes. Well-judged use of urban fantasy storytelling and measured use of subtle, powerful horror are partnered with scenes of Batman going totally unnoticed by everyone despite being in a totally open tree in broad daylight. Really blending into the background there, Bruce. Batman. Sorry, I meant Batman. Whew. Almost gave away his secret identity there, didn't I, Mr. Wayne? Batman, sorry. A sense of consistent, logical character development prevails as a gripping mystery story patiently unfolds, leading to a surprising conclusion that is refreshingly atypical of what audiences have come to expect of superhero cartoons. It also showcases an impressively considered and multifaceted portrayal of a pre-established character. Uma Thurman, eat your heart out. Birds of a feather. Following his parole, the Penguin is intent on reforming, but soon falls victim to a plot devised by a wealthy socialite, who soon begins to feel remorseful for her mistreatment of old Oswald Cobblepot. The episode provides the Penguin with a subdued and much needed sense of charm and surprising emotional vulnerability, while adding a unique dynamic to his relationship with the Cape Crusader, and providing essentially every other important character with a certain sense of sympathy or understanding, in spite of their objectionable activities, creating a sobering and mature but still action-packed exercise in social commentary, resulting in a surprisingly tragic conclusion. This one does seem to receive slightly more recognition than the last two discussed, but its relative neglect is surprising given how many episodes with similar themes are revered. I suppose what Penguin said is true. Society is to blame. Hi, society. Showdown. This episode is mostly told as a distant flashback, so fully actualizes an already textured world, giving a welcome and logical focus to the lesser-known hero, Jonah Hex, who seems quite ill-tempered. I don't know how he's going to react when he sees the 2010 film they made about him. Showdown explores Hex's historical exploits and geniusly relates them to a present-day plot involving Batman and his enemy Ra's al Ghul, whose already brilliantly complex relationship is strengthened through genuine dialogue and brilliantly calculated plot points. With its powerful character drama, elaborate action set pieces and capable experimentation with genres, while honouring the show's general style, this ambitious departure from formula is welcome and entertaining. It certainly didn't let the show down. Oh god. Second chance. Two-Face is preparing for facial restoration surgery, but is kidnapped, leading the dynamic duo to attempt to unearth the culprit. The episode committedly explores the damaged psyche of Two-Face, as well as Batman's sheer determination and the complications of his relationships both with Harvey Dent and Robin. The episode is perfectly paced, features non-invasive appearances from other villains in the series, satisfying, meaningful reuse of dialogue, and an incredibly tense and layered climax that balances high-stake conflict with pure character drama. Much like the aforementioned deep freeze, this ultimately tragic tale perfectly showed how effectively characters could be reused. In Two-Face's case, his debut was a critically acclaimed two-parter. I've just noticed why it was 2 parts. Very clever. Not very clever of me to only now notice, though. Of all the episodes to feature Two-Face, this is definitely one of them, while his introduction was definitely 2 of them. And so ends my video on Bruce Wayne. Batman. For those who did enjoy the video, the topic will come up again, following a brief video on the Oscars while the topic is still relevant. I'm genuinely curious about other people's choices, so please comment below the 5 episodes of Batman the Animated Series that you thought were overlooked. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Specifically you. You'll never know the feeling of a warm summer's day. In my mind, that was a worthy Mr. Freeze impression. And then I listened to it. Why did I listen to it? Wonder if I can do Ra's al Ghul, because he was British. He sounded British. He was quite posh. He was like, "Farewell, detective." No, that's the Sesame Street vampire. No, I can't.